The first thing you say to me, damn, you're really short in person. I'm like,
fuck that I'm not fitting in. Now I'm gonna be extra black, and I ain't even this black. But I'm trying to be extra black. Her gang shit, or if you haven't, just know moving forward, if you ask me a dumbass question like that, you're gonna get an answer. You're gonna get a dumbass answer. I'm not lying no more. I stayed at the Ritz one time. I'm like, nigga, I'm at the Ritz. Like, and so I do that sometimes and get on some ignorant shit. What up, it's your boy Reese, and I got my new album Porches dropping on the 28th.
Why you always throwing dubs on that bitch? I'm straight. I let Jesus take the wheel.
What's up, Nyla? We need to talk.
what's up, guys? Nyla Symone here from We Need to Talk. As you know, we drop 2 interviews a week, each and every Monday and each and every Thursday. Brand new exclusive content from your favorite celebrities, influencers, whoever. So make sure you guys hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date with everything that we have going on. And make sure you guys just share, tell a friend to tell a friend, drop a comment, show your girl some love, all right? What's up, guys? Nyla Symone here with another episode of We Need to Talk. And today I have a very special guest all the way from the West Side. We got Reason in the building. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm on Cali time in New York, but I feel good. Yeah.
Is it killing you?
Yeah, it's just an adjustment. I feel like you need like 3 days to be able to get full blown into the East Coast time and whatnot. But New York is easy to wake up to because as soon as you step outside, everything's moving. So you kind of like forced to be up on that type of energy.
It's loud. It stinks.
It is. Loud.
It's loud. It stinks.
We was talking about it. It's crazy that like y'all just like have trash on the sidewalk.
First of all, don't do that.
Like it's just like
don't do that because I've been to downtown LA.
No, but I mean literal. Like it's like that's how they come pick up.
Oh, like trash bags.
Yeah, like they come pick up the trash off the side. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. Not like look at you being all defensive.
Yo, I'm like hold up. I tell you that because I was in downtown LA the other day and I was shocked that
downtown's awful.
You guys have just trash.
Yeah,
like
it's just there.
It's nasty.
Yeah, I don't think that it can move. Honestly, I have like a theory about it. I just think it's there. Like I don't think it can actually be picked up.
That's sad. There's too much money flowing through downtown for them to not take care of it.
Yeah. Now a lot of people move to LA and then they'll go live in downtown and they'll pay all this money to live. I'm like, you're crazy. Like I wouldn't pay all that money to go live. And somebody could just like you could walk outside and it'd be like a homeless person like pissing on your front. Like it's crazy.
It is.
Yeah.
It's pretty rough.
Yeah.
It's like that here too, though.
It's definitely like that here. I wasn't going to get on you about it because,
I ain't from New York, so I don't care. I ain't taking nothing personal. I'm from Maryland. But I have been here 10 years. I've lived here longer than I lived anywhere else. So.
Okay, so you like an adopted New Yorker?
Yeah.
Okay, bet.
So I feel you on you get here, you feel productive.
Yeah, nah, for sure. You can't be lazy in New York. It's just too much going on.
Yeah. Okay, so what brings you out here?
Doing the whole album run and whatnot, but also I got a lot of relationships out here that I don't get to tap in with face to face a lot. That's one thing that I'm trying to do more in 2023 in general is just move around. I have a bunch of relationships and I don't move around enough to be able to get face value with them. And in this industry, like relationships are everything.
Definitely everything. I will say my bone to pick with you is that you know, I seen you at Dreamville Fest, and I'm like, oh my God, that's Reason. You know, I've been a fan of his music for a while. Let me just go say what's up. The first thing you say to me, damn, you're really short in person. I'm like, you know what? I just wanted to say hi, but I'm going to just keep it pushing.
I apologize about that. Sometimes certain things like catch me off guard, like about, so.
I'm like, hey, what's up? You're like, you are so short. I'm like, all right. Well, I like your music too, you know?
Thank you, I appreciate it. And I do appreciate the fact that like you've been supporting me a lot. Like I've seen quite a few platforms that you've showed me love and whatnot. And that was one of the reasons why I actually reached out to you and was like, I want to do something with you because I just appreciate the people that just genuinely support me.
I mean, shit. I feel like good talent in the industry is few and far right now. So it's like people who really love music would be dumb to not support Reason.
That's love. Thank you.
So, okay, so you're back with another project.
Yes.
Last project was in 2020.
2020, yes.
What's the name of this project?
Porches.
So, okay, I didn't know if that was just... Okay.
It was like something cryptic and whatnot behind it. Yeah.
Because it starts off really cinematic. I feel like... Actually, let me start with your previous project and then go into this project. Okay. In New Beginnings...
Yeah.
Okay. So in New Beginnings on your record, Something More, you have a line that says, why give my time to all my greatest vices?
Yeah.
How have you been, figuring that out or like fixing that, or have you?
I was about to say I haven't. I'm still in that like mode. It's like when you look at all the things that you have to do, you know, you have all these obligations, responsibility, work, whatever the case may be. And there's times where I just kind of fall into like my vices, which is, you know, going out, drinking, you know, procrastinating. And when you look back and see how much time you've given that, it's like you kind of like will wonder like, okay, well, what could I do if I had all that time back? What could I do if I had all those hours back? If I had the energy spent on that, if I had that energy back, you know, because a lot of times your vices also drain you from things that you got to do moving forward. You know what I mean? And that's something that I'm still kind of trying to work through and figure out.
It's funny because like as an artist or just as a creative in general, you just have so much idle time.
Yeah.
And with that idle time, you kind of need the idle time so you can create. Mm-hmm. But within it, like...
Yeah, I compare it to like going from high school to college. Like in high school, you get dropped off at a specific place. You have your schedule laid out. You have to do it. When you get to college, it's like, okay, like I got class, but I don't got to go to class. You know what I mean? Like, or I got this, you know, to do. I don't have to do it. Yeah. And so the only thing that pushes you to do it is the actual discipline and motivation. And that's similar to being like an artist or entrepreneur. You have all this time to do stuff, but you don't necessarily have to do it. And if you don't do it, you know, you see the results of that versus if you know, are kind of focused on exactly what you should be doing every day.
So you ain't figured it out yet?
I haven't figured it out yet. I can't say, honestly, that I've gotten better with just being focused more in general and hitting goals and deadlines. Like I've done a really good job of that for the last like 2 years. But as far as like the days where I don't necessarily have to do something, but I could be doing it, like some days I still fall into like my you know, wasting idle time and different things like that.
Okay. I'm not going to pick your brain on what you do in your idle time, even though I am curious. So on Showstop, you say, fuck being conscious, money and profit. I've been on dollars. Cheerio. Yeah. Hard line, but I want you to elaborate a little bit.
Yeah. It was coming from the standpoint of Showstop was my attempt in like, okay, we have the album, but we need a single record. And instead of like, while I was trying to bang my head against the wall, like, okay, what do I need to do to make a single? I was just like, yo, let me make a record about like all the things, all the thoughts or topics that will go through your mind about making a single, and like the mindset that an artist that maybe only focuses on singles and doesn't focus on, you know, the in-depth versions of the music and whatnot. These are the things that they think about, like fuck being conscious, money and profit. Like it don't even matter, you know, if this shit has a meaning, if it has a purpose. It's just like we own money and celebrating, and that's it.
So how do you feel about that, like personally?
I have like torn parts of it. Of course, I know it's a business, so you need singles. Yeah. But at the same time, I feel like luckily we're in a space now where I feel like singles are starting to become like more authentic. Like I feel like the consumer is starting to figure out when something is like, hey, look at me, I'm a single, and those things aren't always performing as well as like the more organic things. I'll give you an example, like with SZA, with Hit Different. Like Hit Different was clearly supposed to be the single. Like Ty Dolla $ign, the record, it feels like the commercial joint. But then you got Good Days that comes in and blows the shit out of the water. You know what I mean? Because it's a little bit more authentic. Hit Different still did well. It says that everything's gonna do well.
I mean, shit. Then Snooze came and.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know what I mean? None of those even matter. So it's like, you know, depending on the artist, you know, your singles all sound different, look different. And I think that is of benefit to the actual artist. Mm. Yeah.
Okay, agreed. I know we're talking about your previous project, but I know when I played Jesus Take the Wheel, Charlamagne's like, where is the rap though?
I know,
like, I want a reason to rap.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not on me about that. Yeah. Shout out to Charlamagne. I love Charlamagne. That's my dog.
Yeah, but I like Jesus Take the Wheel, and it looked like a really fun music video.
Yeah, no, it was super lit, and it's for like, it's for women in summertime and having fun. Like I actually wrote that record in the studio. I got a lot of females in my life. Well, let me stop saying females.
Party in there?
It was like, it was a party. And like all my homegirls, I told them pull up, like, and while I was even writing the verses, I'm asking them questions like, how do y'all feel when you getting dressed about to go out? How do you feel when, you know, you feel like you look pretty? What do you feel like? You know what I mean? Like, what are some of the, and that's why they're the ones that are actually on the song, like, you know, doing the chants and, you know what I mean? All of that. Like their names are on the vocal credits and whatnot within my album because they helped me write that record.
That's
so
tough.
Yeah, so I understood what Charlamagne said. I was like, it's not for that. It's for,
It's for us.
Yeah,
Let us have something. It's for us.
It's for y'all. For sure.
I like it. I think I think it's fun, and I think it's like just a cool way to come back.
Yeah,
because of the time that you're coming back out.
Yeah.
But I will say my favorite record on there is the joint with Rhapsody.
Yeah.
I Can Make It.
Yeah,
That shit is tough.
Nah, Rhapsody, shout out to Rhapsody, one of my favorite rappers. I don't even say like one of my favorite female MCs, like one of my favorite rappers, period, and one of my favorite people. Like Rhapsody is just super dope. I just saw her at Dreamville Fest not too long ago. Yeah, she's fire.
Yes, tell me about making that though. Y'all made this during the pandemic, or is this project?
We made this. I want to say it was during the pandemic, so it's crazy story about meeting Rhapsody. I wrote "Fall" that's on New Beginnings, and that verse is about Rhapsody, and so the first verse is talking about like she just want to be an artist.
Yes,
and I'm speaking about that, and that's why even in the verse I said I had a convo with Layla, sharing some of her wisdom with me, came to kick it with me because it's Layla's wisdom, and so that was when I got,
went over my head.
So that's why I said that, and so I was on tour when I wrote that record with J-Rock. And I didn't know Rap, but she followed me on Twitter. We follow each other. And so I reached out to her. I was like, hey, can I get your number? And she gave it to me. I was like, hey, I just want to send you a record. I wrote a record inspired by you. I was unfortunately a late Rhapsody fan. I got put on tour by Layla's Wisdom. So I was like, I just want to send you a record. And she called me after and she was like, I'm in tears, like listening to this because I went through so much of this trying to get to where I am now. And so we built our bond after that. And then when I made I Can Make It, I was like, instead of me doing like this super introspective record with rap, I want to do some cool fly shit on some raps. And so did the record, sent it over to her, and she was actually pulling up to LA in a couple weeks. And so she pulled up to me at my like studio with my engineer Kyle, shout out to him, and recorded the joint. And I was like, I will never send a record with my verse on it again to another artist because she obliterated that shit. Yeah, so I was like, that's the end of doing that.
And on top of that, I felt like it was a different side of rap, at least on the hook, because it sounds sexier.
Yeah. What's crazy is that the hook is actually not her. So that's this artist, Desimo the Dog. She's from Long Beach. So yeah, I wanted to give her. I think she might actually have feature credit on that album. I mean, on the actual track. But if she doesn't, Desimo the Dog is this chick from Long Beach. I always tell her if anybody gets a hold of her, like, it's just really about her being more consistent because she's fire as hell and she's like the Brat. She's like a new like version of the Brat. Like if you just saw her page without listening to her music, you'd be like, yeah, I get it. Like she has that type of feel to her. And then like art wise, like she's fire. She can rap. She has like the swag. Like she cooler than a lot of niggas. Like she just for real. She just dope. Like it's hard for me to explain it without you seeing her. But like she just fly like that.
That is such a high compliment.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, she just dope. Like she's hard. So shout out to Desi. Yeah.
That's dope. I was actually gonna talk about Fall next. So that I like what you did with the first verse into the second verse. Just changing perspective wise and like Rap said. There's not one girl who doesn't have that story.
1000%. Yeah. I've gotten so many female MCs or female R&B singers, all type of people that have come up to me and been like, yo, that song, like I felt like you wrote it for me. Like I go through this. And it's a similar thing. My sister actually was trying to sing when she was in high school, super crazy voice. And that's the reason why she got out of doing music. She didn't want to do it anymore. Damn. Because she used to go to studio sessions and feel this pressure. And you know, the pro side of it is that if you're a beautiful woman, you get in a lot of situations just strictly off of your beauty. The issue, my own girl, Gina, you know Gina always says it. She says the pro is that I get in the room easily. The con is that I never know why I'm in the room. You know what I'm saying? So I never know why they let me in the room. I know I'm dope. I know what I bring to the table, but I never know why I'm in the room. And I have to kind of figure out why I'm in the room. And sometimes you land in uncomfortable situations.
Man.
Yeah.
Yes. We appreciate you for that record.
No, of course.
Love it. Okay. And then let's fast forward to Porches.
Yeah.
What I really like about it is how cinematic it sounds.
Yeah.
Like I can picture it as if it's a fucking movie. You have plans on doing something like that with
Definitely. I told myself coming into this album, like I listened to a lot of albums coming into it that had that cinematic feel. Shout out to Miko. Miko helped me a lot with the creative direction on that. Yeah, go ahead.
What albums were you listening to?
The two that I literally like stuck to a lot is My Crazy Life by YG and Good Kid, Mad City. So to me, those albums, it could be biased because I'm I'm a West Coast artist, but I remember when those albums dropped and how I was riding around listening to them, and I would feel like I'm like in LA or in Compton while I'm listening to them. And I was like, okay, my skits and aesthetic to it, it gotta feel like that. Like, you know, when you hear the mom yelling at the kids in the kitchen, we gotta have the pans clanking and you know, getting yelled out about some shit that don't got nothing to do with you, but you're trying to figure it out. It's like we have to have that. So we got with this super dope Foley artist that he specializes in doing like short films and movies. We were like, we're gonna grab him for that, and he was trying to cast actors, and then we got all the audition tapes back from the actors, and we was like, this sucks because not the actual actors suck, but they're not from where we're from. So then we just grabbed the homies and we mic'd them up, and literally when we mic'd them up, we just had them act out the actual scenes over and over and took the best takes. Like the dice games, we was shooting dice in the studio. Niggas was shooting dice for 45 minutes. Like we was doing real acting on it to be able to get the sound from it. And I think that's why it sounds the way it sounds.
That's fire.
Yeah, yeah.
Sheesh, I love that. Okay. Porches taught you a lot. We all want to get out.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, like, what made you want to, like, name it Porches, like, or go at that angle?
Yeah,
because I was thinking about it, like, damn, you know, I ain't really spend too much time on the porch. That's just me, but you know, I'm an Army brat. And
no, of course,
shit,
yeah, but it's not even specifically about spending a lot of time on the porch. It's more about the ideology of your neighborhood is what teaches you everything. You know what I'm saying? So Porches, in the name of it, also credit to Miko. We were trying to figure out exact words that describes what we were trying to figure out, and he threw out Porches. But it's more about the ideology that we're all products of our environment, and you learn your habits and good things, bad things, whatever. You learn all of that from your environment, and you kind of can't help it. It's just about wherever you grew up at. So if me and you grew up in LA or Maryland, if we have similar, you know, similarities in our life, similar class, similar income, similar, you know, whatever it is, we're going to have similar struggles. We're going to have similar things that we're good at. We're going to have similar things that we're not good at. Yeah. It's just going to be, and so it's this thought that like our circumstances connects us, you know what I mean? And so whether you learn that sitting on the porch, whether you learn that walking home from school, wherever you learn that at, that is your porch in a way.
I love that. Great concept. Okay, broken winter break.
Yeah.
I was born in this machine. Some niggas is still in it.
Yeah.
So how you get out your machine?
Yeah. For me, it came from my mom actually moving me out. So I was born in South Central, and in South Central, I really didn't have a life because it was dangerous. It was too dangerous in the 90s. So I couldn't learn how to ride a bike because my mom didn't let us go outside the front gate.
You still don't know?
Well, now I know because that's how I'm. So I didn't know how to ride a bike at first. I didn't really have no friends on the block because my mom wouldn't let us leave the front yard. So we had like a front yard, a porch, and me and my brother that would be where we played at, you know what I mean? And so she didn't want us riding a bike because what if we ride too far out, get into some shit, get in trouble, or get hurt. And so it wasn't until my neighbor actually, him and his wife got into an argument, and he shot and killed his wife in the back, like in front of the whole street. Yeah, it was crazy. And that day my mom packed us up, moved us to a hotel, and every day after work she was going and looking for houses. And so we ended up moving to Carson, and that was how I got out. And I saw the difference because all my cousins still lived in South Central. I saw the difference in me and my brother and sister growing up then, and my cousins and the things that they were into and that we were into. And so that's why I say, you know, I was born in this machine. Some niggas are still in it. Like some niggas they didn't have the family that can move them out and get them into a different, you know, mindset. And then it goes into, I'll die for this shit. You know what I mean? Because that's what your mindset becomes when you just stuck in the machine so long.
Man.
Yeah.
It's hard because, like, even, I say it's hard for you as a family member because it's your family, but it's hard to show people something unless they live it.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can be a role model, and that's what I mean about like the album being more about understanding each other. It's like some people will, you know, some people will judge people for not, you know, moving a certain way or wanting better for themselves and whatnot. And I'll tell people like, how can you want better for yourself if you've never seen it? Like, how are you supposed to know? Like I always use the example, like people didn't know they wanted cars. They thought they wanted faster horses. Like, how would you know that you need something, you know what I mean, until you actually even know that it's possible? Yeah. And instead of judging, we should start throwing their arm around each other and just try to help, because there's a lot of people that they ain't never seen no difference, so that's what they in.
Man, that's real. I hate to go out of order with my
you good.
questions,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
what you just said about if they never seen it and too much, you talk about how you ended it with saying we don't dream big enough.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, nah, this shit's kind of hard. Like,
yeah.
So to the point of us not dreaming big enough, I guess, elaborate.
Yeah, it comes from that standpoint. It's like we have ceilings. Like I know, at least when I was growing up, and I know a lot of people can relate to that, I thought it was 4 professions. I thought you could be a lawyer, doctor, basketball player, rapper. That was it. And I always joke with the homies about, like, ironically, I play basketball and now I'm a rapper, but I was able to see so much stuff. I was able to go to college and get
Where you
2
went to
degrees.
school?
I went to a small school in Iowa called Northwestern State, in the middle of nowhere. It was awful. Yeah, it was awful.
Sheesh.
But I got 2 degrees out of that.
Fire.
I learned a lot about myself from going from an all-black neighborhood to, like, 5 black people at the entire school. You know what I mean? I went through identity issues trying to go from fit in to then, like, fuck that, I'm not fitting in. Now I'm gonna be extra black, and I ain't even this black. But I'm trying to be extra black to, like, you know, like, hold on to my shit, and then, you know, somewhere falling, you know, back into an authentic space. But yeah, like,
that's so funny.
Yeah, it's like you trying to, like, overdo, like, yeah, they're not about to change me. Like, I'm about to be extra black. You know what I mean? And then you start like, what the fuck am I doing? You know, but yeah, like we don't dream big enough sometimes because we just haven't seen it. So how would you know growing up that you could be an engineer or something? Like, I got taught about taxes by an 11-year-old white kid. My coach's son, he's 11 years old. He taught me about taxes. He taught me about tax brackets. He taught me about credit. He's 11.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, and so these are things that my parents didn't even know, you know, still at the age that they were. Like, I'm getting taught, and then I'm talking to my mom about it, and she's like, oh, I didn't even know that. So this 11-year-old know more about taxes. You know what I mean? So it's just about not having the opportunity to dream big enough.
Sorry to be skipping around from record to record, but to piggyback on one of the skits, it's like everybody want to be a rapper.
Yeah.
And I feel like to the dreaming part, it's like, don't get me wrong, I love our talented rappers, but it's like, you guys should dream and do other shit.
Yeah. You guys can do it.
You don't gotta be a podcaster either. Like this.
Nah, you know what's funny about that is that the girl on that skit is like a famous Instagram chick. She's actually like one of Ice Spice's best friends, but she's a rapper now.
LOL.
She's a rapper now. And that was part of the reason I used the skit, was because I always liked that video. I like a lot of her. I'm sure you've seen her page. And I don't want to blast her because I don't want to seem like it's like, you know what I mean, shitting on her. But I love her content and whatnot. And so I would always like look at her videos. And I remember when she made that video, I loved it. And then when I started rapping, I was like, oh, I'm for sure using this as like a skit on the record.
That's funny.
It's funny. It's ironic. Life works like that.
Life definitely works like that. And I also feel like, I don't know, rap is just a lick right now. So it's like,
it's a lick. Like, I tell people that, like, and I can't necessarily knock people for treating it as a lick. It does it definitely oversaturates what we have. But it's also like, I mean, I'm never mad at like somebody getting their bread. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's hard for me to say that. I just wish that there was ways to divide the licks and you know what I'm saying? Like, I wish it was a better system to do that.
Same, because I feel like all the like quality art gets lost in all the noise of the people just here for the bread.
1000%. And I think it comes down to both media and the artists. Like, we're so caught up on the attention and numbers and what you do streaming wise and listeners wise that there's not enough people giving back to the actual art. You know what I mean? Like, I say this all the time. Like, I love Cole, Dot, and Drake, and those are like the 3 catalysts of our culture. But like, how many hip hop artists have they broke? And that's what I talk about all the time. Like, none. You know what I mean? Outside of the ones that they can, and this is not to shit on them, it's just the truth. But outside of the ones that they've actually signed and can benefit from, like, how many hip hop artists have you broke? But then how many artists that make the other kind of music that we're talking about, how many times have you gave them a feature and blew their shit up? Countless. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like the artists aren't doing a good enough job.
Well, Cole has broke some people.
Cole went on a crate, but that's what I'm saying, that you didn't sign.
Yeah,
and and it's still dope that you do that because you're still giving somebody a look when you sign them and, break them. But it's like, how many. But Cole, I will give him credit. He went on that.
Benny,
he went on the feature run. Exactly.
Money,
he gave Benny. He gave Symone. So I always try to give Cole credit for that because he didn't have to go on that feature run, and he gave a bunch of people features. You know what I mean?
Great features too. Like that Via shit came left field. I was
came left field. You know what I mean? So, but we need more of our juggernauts in the industry to do those features. But what happens is they're working for self, and so if it doesn't benefit them, they don't. You know what I mean? But it's not always about that. Yeah.
Yes. I'll say yes and no. And this is why I say yes and no.
Yeah.
I say yes and no because I feel like, you know what? I don't even want to say that because I just sound jaded. But it's like, man, you be in this so long and you've been getting dicked for so long, you know, like that. Now you're just over it. Like, fuck it. Now I just want to.
And that's what.
Cheerio, nigga. Like, I just want
It's like, funny. I was talking to AD about that, and we were saying like the game is just full of. The industry in general, not even just artists, it's just full of jaded people. It's full of people that were trying to make it, kept asking for people to help them out. Nobody helped them out. So when they make it, they're like, I'm not helping nobody else out. And it's just a repetitive cycle. And it's
like a bad relationship.
It's like a bad relationship. Like, no, I'm not dating no more. Like, I'm cool. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like it takes people to be able to jump outside themselves and be like, yes, I was doing that, but we got to start somewhere. We got to start, you know, somewhere of giving people certain looks, or it's gonna just keep being that cycle.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Speaking of K-Dot, you have a line on gang shit that's like, who gonna live up to Kenny? I don't feel like people be asking that question.
I think that maybe because I'm a TDE. I see it every day. Yo, who's gonna be the next Kendrick Lamar at TDE? Who's gonna? And that's why I say it on there. Like I say, like. Don't know and don't care. Like, I don't know and I don't care. Like, Kendrick Lamar is Kendrick Lamar. I don't think we need another Kendrick Lamar. Like, and you see that all the time. Like, oh, who's going to be the next? Like, I tell people, TDE fans are the absolute best and the absolute worst. Because they are the most overcritical, overthinking, compare everything.
They're hip-hop snobs.
It can't be out for 2 minutes without them making a comparison. You know what I mean? And they want this, the new generation to just duplicate what the old, but it's like, even if we tried to duplicate what the old generation did, y'all would never let us be successful at it because all you're going to do is compare it to what they did. So we might as well just do us and do it. And do it in a different way.
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like you probably feel that more because you're
For sure.
over there.
I get it every single day.
But
like,
do you really?
Literally every single day. Like, oh, like, you know, like this person's the new Kendrick Lamar. Zay's the new Kendrick. Reason's the new Kendrick Lamar. Oh, Rayvon could be the, and it's just like, none of us are the new Kendrick Lamar.
I don't,
like,
and this is not even being shady because I love you guys already, but I never thought like, oh, this is the new Kendrick.
It happens a lot. And I know Ray felt it too because Ray kind of got his signing announced around the same time that Kendrick announced PG Lane. Like, it was kind of like in the same breath. So I already know, without even talking to Ray, I know it was a bunch of people that like, oh, is this supposed to be the person to replace Kendrick Lamar? And it's like, bro, like Rayvon is just a nigga from Long Beach.
Okay, you said two other things on here. Being in the shadow of legends and like being embraced.
Yeah.
It's a great thing, but also being in the shadow can be a little annoying, you know, because it's like,
no, for sure.
And I felt the second verse on Gang Shit, I felt 100% because my first OG is Angie Martinez and my second one is Charlamagne the God. Literally on the Complex list, top 25 media personalities, I got listed number 24.
I saw that actually.
In the bio though, it says Charlamagne protege, and I was just like. I just feel like how Charlamagne does his shit and how I do my shit is two different styles. Yeah. So if you're even paying attention, like just because I'm embraced by them doesn't
mean that I'm them. So what's crazy about that is so New Beginnings, I sent it to Cole and I wanted him to listen to it when it dropped and whatnot. And the first thing that he did was send me back a voice message. He was like, "Dope, bro. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna let you know what I think." He was like, "But right now, bro, I want you to get on the phone with the label and change this bio." And because the bio read in the album like, you know, like Reason on his debut gets lifted by, I wanted to say it's like the original 4 TDE members or something like, it was something in the lines of that. And he was like, I'm looking at the track, like, don't nobody lift you. You're a reason you made yourself, like, have them change this right now. And I remember being so embarrassed because I was like, that's the first thing he noticed. And I didn't notice it, you know what I mean? And I called them immediately and had them change it. So I can relate to that. It's like, it sucks because it's like, you want to be on that list. Like, it's dope that you was number 24.
I'm happy for that.
And then you read it and you like, yo, like, you know what I mean? Like, you like, I
Yeah.
worked really hard to get to this spot. You know what I mean? And you constantly go through that over here.
Yeah. I love that he sent you a voice memo. Ever since he did that summer feature and he's like, I'm sending this audio hug. That's what I'm calling everything an audio hug now. This interview is an audio hug for me and Reason. I hope y'all feel the love. And then you said you hate interviews. So I was like, man, I meant to start the interview with this. Yeah, you said you hate interviews. You don't hate this interview, right?
I don't hate the interviews where it's real conversations, but the interviews where it's like, okay, Top Dog Entertainment, Reason. Okay, we're gonna ask, what is it like to work with Kendrick Lamar? What have you learned from SZA? You know, how does it feel to be like, those are the interviews that I hate.
So
and it's
funny.
And it's because it's like I have to lie. Like, and I don't like lying in interviews. Like, I hate when I'm in an interview where I gotta lie about some shit. Like, and so that song and Gang Shit was really my way of saying, I'm not lying no more. So if you heard Gang Shit or if you haven't, just know moving forward, if you ask me a dumbass question like that, you're going to get an answer. You're going to get a dumbass answer. I'm not lying no more. I refuse to go the rest of my career having to lie about this.
Oh, you know I'm entertained, honestly, by that. Can't front. I can't wait to see your responses to that. Oh, on Bussin', I saved this because I'm going to use this as an Instagram caption. I like this line right here. Rich top floor, only time I'm on some sweet shit. I said, ooh, I like that. What type of bag was you in when you wrote that record?
I'm not gonna lie. So Bussin' is actually the part 2 of A Broken Winter Break. So it's about the little kid on the porch that grew up, and this is his mindset.
We have to get in. Go ahead.
We could definitely get into that. So it was about that mindset. But I will say, like, on some rapper shit, I stayed at the Ritz one time, and now I rap about that shit all the time because I stayed at the Ritz one time. I'm like, nigga, I'm at the Ritz. Like, and so I do that sometimes to get on some ignorant shit. Like, if I do something one time, like I remember when Top Floor was on his private jet to Atlanta. My next 7 verses, I had private jet in my next 7 verses. I'm in a private jet. Like,
I'm not mad at you. You did it. Most niggas ain't did that shit.
Yeah, you feel me? Like, so I'm like, yo, my next 7 records, I'm in a private jet and you can't fuck with me. Like, it is what it is.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But back to what song is the record with the brother on the porch?
A Broken Winter Break.
That song really had me going. This shit could really be a movie.
Yeah, nah, thank you. That's what it's supposed to be, able to paint a picture to where when you listen to it, you feel like you there. You know what I mean? Like, and that was our whole thing. And I think that song to me and Porch Steps to me are like the 2 most important songs on the album when it comes to conceptual wise, because they paint what the album is about. And so it's about being a product of your environment. And that song, what I love about it is that it's this story about this guy, me actually, like, coming home from winter break.
I was gonna say, is it a true story?
Yeah, but parts of it are like exaggerated. So it's like me coming home, getting my stuff stolen and feeling like the pressures to retaliate because of how I grew up. But you know, you're getting pressure from outside people that you have to do certain things. You really don't want to do it, but you feel like it's gonna make you look soft if you don't do it. You know what I mean? And so you're hiding it and you're going through all this. These are the emotions you have. But the whole entire time, the part that's exaggerated is I don't have like a little brother, but like this is how young people learn how to operate. So young kids on the porch, they just watch their older siblings and cousins and brothers and aunties.
And neighbors.
And neighbors, you know what I mean? Like, I remember being a kid and my auntie sending me, you know, to the store to get her some cigarettes and whatnot and all of these things. And you just absorb that and that's who you become. And so it's really, the story really ends up being about the little brother that's on the porch that's just watching all of this happen. And he don't know that his bigger brother really don't want to be about this life. He just sees his bigger brother actually being so now when he grow up, he is really about all of that. You know what I mean? Because that's what he absorbed.
Yeah, that's true. Someone told me that my brother, and this is whatever, but someone told me that my brother had smoked weed, and at the time I didn't smoke weed until like after I graduated college. Like 7 years ago. Gotcha. But one of my brother's best friends was like, yeah, Joe smokes all the time. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, well, if he, maybe I should try it.
Start thinking about it, yeah.
I fucking tried that shit, whatever. I go visit my brother, and he lives in LA, so LA got all the weed. Yeah, so I'm like, yo, let's get some weed. It wasn't legal here yet. So I'm like, let's get some. He's like, wow, I don't smoke. I'm like, no, what you mean you don't smoke? Your man told me you smoke. He's like, nah, I've never smoked in my life. What are you talking about? I'm like, but I literally thought like.
You literally did it because you like, my brother did it, yeah.
Yo, literally. So that's why I was just, that, so.
Nah, and that's usually how it goes. It's like, the people that you look up to or rock with, it's like, you see them doing it, you just automatically start doing it, yeah.
Damn. So that hit home because I did some stupid shit too because of that. But you know what? I'm not even mad at it. Shout out to my smokers. And also on there, I really liked how you talked about Heart So Cold because he got robbed.
Yeah.
And I felt like, essentially, like, you're just so upset because it's like your pride and your ego are conflicting because of that.
Exactly.
Have you, or are you at a spot now where you're able to let shit go? Like, if a nigga try you, are you able to let it go? Or are you still having your nigga moment?
I go back and forth, you know what I mean? Like, there's times where I'm like, this just ain't worth it, you know what I mean? You know, there was just actually a death, like, in the city where I'm from, and I didn't know him personally, but this young dude passed, and it was a situation like that where some dudes tried him, and, you know, he ended up indulging in it, unfortunately, and it ended up getting him killed. But I say that to say it's like you struggle with it. It's like there's certain days where you like, you know, yo, this isn't worth it. And honestly, most times it's really not worth it. You know what I mean? But you could just catch somebody on the wrong day, catch somebody in a bad mood, and, you know, maybe, you know, this is the time that they're not turning the other cheek, you know, and it's a constant battle every single day. But I encourage people most of the times it's not worth it, because you never know. You never know what the other person is going through, you know what I mean? Or they might have nothing to lose and you got everything to lose, and, you know, you standing on your pride and ego because you don't want to look crazy, and, you know,
end up looking crazy.
And you end up looking crazy, or worse, you end up, you know, getting seriously hurt.
Do you have any practices that you try? I just want to share my nigga moment story. Man, I've been pretty zen. I actually just came back from vacation. I was on the beach like for 4 days straight. Yeah. I've been doing pottery. So I've been very like at peace and just like catering to my inner child. Yeah. I'm walking down the street the other day. On the crosswalk, I have to go to walk. This girl in the car blasting music pulls up and damn near hits me on the crosswalk. So I'm like the fuck? Like, I'm doing this, rolling my eyes, whatever, flip my hair. And then the girl rolls down the window and says, "You lucky I ain't hit your ass." And then drives off. And I turn around like, bitch. And it happened so, but it literally took me from 0 to 100. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck? Like, whatever.
For like the next 20, 30 minutes, your blood boiling. All of that.
And then I'm like, why did I let her fucking piss me off? But she did almost hit me. And I wish she did hit me. Because if this girl was fucking listening, if you would have hit me, bitch, you would have lost the lawsuit, because I'm on the crosswalk. New York, man, like that.
But that shouldn't have got to you, because we was just talking about that. People almost get hit every day here. Like, every Uber I've been in has almost killed 3 people.
Yo, I've gotten hit before.
Every single Uber I've been in this entire trip has almost killed 3 people. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, but it's different when
you're the person that's on the other side of that.
And because she rolled down the window and said, "You lucky I ain't hit your ass." Like, what? Anyway, yes. And by the way, I did get hit before when I was working overnights at Power.
That's crazy how you just said that. So like it's just normal. Yo, I did get hit before. Yeah.
The guy was turning in. It was an old guy.
Yeah.
Old Asian guy at that. Didn't see me. What a surprise.
Did you sue or anything like that, or you just kind of like let it?
Yo, at the time I was working like 4 jobs. I was so tired. I ain't even.
You didn't even have time.
I was on the phone with my dad. I was on the phone with my dad. I'm walking. I get hit. So he just hears me scream. He's like, what happened? Da, da, da. I'm like, I just got hit by a car. He's like, are you joking? I'm like, I'm dead serious. I just got hit by a car. He's like, you want to call the hospital? I'm like, I want to go home. Yeah. And I just got up. The guy's all like, oh, I'm so sorry. Take my number. I'm like, I don't even care.
Yeah, I just want to go home. Yeah.
Went home, went to sleep. But that was really dumb. I really could have.
I would have still been laying there right now. I would have still been laying there right now.
I know. I could have used the money at the time too, for sure. Okay. Let me make sure I hit everything I wanted to as far as the album. Throughout, this is my last one, and then we'll pivot to the game. But throughout the album, you have a lot of dates being set.
Yeah.
What are the dates representing? Because they kind of go everywhere.
Yeah, they kind of jump. So at the end of New Beginnings, the last record, Windows Cry, the album ends with it's my sister's voice, her saying dates. And that was because I was already working on this album. I already knew where I wanted to go. So the dates represent, the dates and the knocking on the door throughout the album, it represents you going to another porch in another time. And so this is another story. But the way that the album is told, it feels like it could be one person's story. It feels like the same guy can be going through all of these things, you know what I mean? But it's really just different times in life and different porches or mindsets or views that it goes to. And even some of the more turned up records are still stories, like Caucasian Estates. Right before I start rapping, it says July 2017, like that's the date. So that lets you know, like, we're on a different porch, we're on a different story. And that's the summer when I met Musa and was about to sign a TDE. And the mindset of Caucasian estates is every time a nigga gets signed, he want to get the fly whip in the White House, like, you know, in the Beverly Hills or whatever. So it's a Caucasian estate. So every time you hear a date or knocking, it's like we're in a different porch, a different story, a different mindset.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot, man. I'm excited for this album to drop. When's it dropping?
On the 28th. So it's coming cool. It's coming real soon. 28th. End of this month.
Love it. Okay. Yeah. Are you nervous?
A little bit about this game, but you talking about the album? No, I'm not nervous about that.
Not nervous about the album. He said I'm nervous about the game. Let's get into the game then. Yeah. Actually, no. Before the game, we played 2 games on the show. Okay. Okay, so the first game we're gonna play is fill in the blank. This is just so people can get to know you more. Okay. All right. The first question is: the older I get, the less I blank.
The less I care about physical appearance. Like, I wish I could just like wake up and go however I want. The only reason why I keep up my physical appearance is because of what I do. If I stop rapping tomorrow, I would look crazy every single day.
Really?
Yeah. I always say if a guy didn't make me a woman because I'd be hairy legs, hairy armpits. I look crazy. So
I feel like, Janelle Monáe says it's okay, so it might be okay.
Yeah,
it might be all right.
That's where I would be at for real if I was a woman. Yeah.
All right. I can't believe I actually blinked when I was younger.
I can't believe I actually blanked when I was younger. I would say I can't believe I actually can't believe I actually didn't. This is gonna sound terrible, but I can't believe I actually didn't drink like earlier, like when I was younger. I didn't start drinking until I was like 23. Like actually,
that's
like
really late.
Yeah, it was really late. Like I had a couple drinks before then, but I wasn't like, oh, we going out tonight, like, let's drink. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, like, I can't believe, not like I regret it, but more like, I can't believe
I'm
just shocked that I'm a little shocked that I held out that long, for real.
Interesting. What's the reason?
I was playing basketball, and I took basketball super serious, so I used to feel like every advantage I could get, I want to get it, and most basketball players drank, so that I feel like that was my advantage, don't drink, and I would be in a little bit better shape or whatever.
Word.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I'm a little embarrassed by the fact that I know so little about blank.
I'm a little embarrassed by the fact that I know so little about Tupac's life. I actually just started diving.
The fuck?
I actually just started diving into Tupac's life. I knew about his music, but like I didn't know his mama was with Black Panthers. I didn't know. It was a bunch of stuff that I did not know about Pac. And they had a Pac museum in LA that I went to. And when I went there, I was like, I didn't know Pac wrote movies. I didn't know that, like, it was so much stuff.
Yo, what the fuck?
I didn't know.
Nigga, you live.
I grew up on East Coast culture. I knew way more about Biggie than I knew about Pac. And I can't say that a lot of times on camera because I look crazy.
Yo, you sound crazy. Yes,
this is why I can't talk to y'all. Y'all judgy.
Lunatic. How the hell do you not know
I didn't know. I listened to his music, and like when I was growing up, my parents didn't really play rap music, so they play like old funkadelics and stuff like that. I didn't start listening to rap music until I was old enough to go get rap music.
What was your first rap?
First rap album I listened to was College Dropout.
Ah,
like so that's what I'm saying.
Great entry.
Yeah, great, incredible entry. So I had to walk to the store and buy it. Somebody was playing one of the records on there. I was like, "What is that?" So I walked home from school, said I caught the bus, and I bought College Dropout. So I say that to say, all of my rap history came from whatever I consumed, and so I like lyricism, and so somebody brought up Biggie and was playing Biggie records and whatnot, and so I got into Biggie and. I listened to Pac records when because I'm on the West Coast, I can't avoid them, but there was no part of me that like cared at the time about what is
right
actually
behind you looking at
actual life.
This nigga right here, man.
I had no idea. So when I went to the Pac museum, I'm like, damn, Pac did all this. Like I'm like, how old was he? Like he was 25. Right? How you do all this? So I started learning a lot about Tupac.
That's hilarious. Yeah. I will say I was really floored by your answer because the last guest I had on here who was Shansia said verbatim the exact same shit. She said, I don't know shit about Pac, and I went to the Pac museum, and I'm like, wait, what?
On everything. See, but it's easier for her because she's not from LA. Like, I look crazy.
You look crazy.
I look crazy,
but I will say, that shit's crazy.
It's crazy.
I love Tupac.
Crazy. Yeah. And this
I
the thing.
The audio book.
Now that I know way more about his life, like now at first
now you get the phenomenon.
I didn't understand why people. I was like, why do niggas like this nigga so much? Like I was like, I don't get it. Like outside of his music, like why do y'all like stand on the hills that y'all stand on? And then
because the nigga was everywhere. He did everything.
I started like researching. I'm like, yo, nah, I get it. I understand it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm like a newly. Like in last year and a half, like
that's crazy.
Tupac advocate.
Moving here, like growing up in Maryland, just naturally, I learned music through like my dad was playing, when my mom was playing, and even to what my brother was playing. My brother put me on the blog era. My dad put me on to all my family's from Florida, so they played like Outkast, Goody Mob, blah blah, whatever. And New York shit, obviously. I feel like everybody does that. And then, nonetheless, I was obsessed with Tupac. That's who I naturally gravitated towards. And then when I moved here, New Yorkers just aren't that fond of Tupac, so it kind of made me like a little disdain for Tupac. But then I recently was listening to the Me Against the World project, and that song in particular, in the second verse, and I'm like, nah, this nigga is actually dumb nice, and I don't understand why niggas be hating.
Yeah, nah, Pac is nice. I think the reason why New Yorkers kind of have the disdain is just because of the whole East Coast, West Coast thing, and because from a technicality standpoint, Biggie's a better rapper than Pac. However, the perspective and stories that Pac told put him in a whole different. In my opinion, they're in two different lanes.
I think so too, and I think Biggie just has better flow. But
that's what I mean. Like from a technicality standpoint, from flow and cadence and all of that, like Biggie just was like naturally just nice. You know what I mean?
He's more charismatic with his shit.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But Pac was just more charismatic in real life. Yeah. Okay. All right. Sometimes I look back at my life and blink.
I wish I started rapping sooner. I didn't start rapping until I was like almost 25. Like I wasn't. I wasn't the guy. Like I was rapping for 2 years before I got signed to TDE. So like it happened. It was super fast, super blessed. Like I never take it for granted. But like I wish I would have started doing it earlier, because I feel like college is like the best time to start doing music, because that's when everybody's consuming music at their highest level. So if I would have started rapping in college and not went to an all-white school in the middle of America, I think I would have like been out of here way sooner. You know what I mean? Like, and so I think about that all the time. Like, damn, I wish I would have went back, started rapping at an earlier age.
And just to piggyback off that, college is the best time to start whatever the fuck it is.
Whatever you're gonna do,
the clothing line, DJ, whatever it is.
You're around people nonstop, and you have that freedom to be able to really, hit the ground running with it. You can take over your area way easier when you're in college.
Yeah. And it gives you a backing when you leave college.
That part, you make it out of that college. That whole entire alumni is like your biggest diehard fans. Yeah.
I made a complete fool of myself when I blinked.
I made a complete fool of myself. I'm trying to decide which one I want to go with. Okay, I made a complete fool of myself the first time I had an actual live show. I didn't practice at all. I thought I just got up there. I thought I was just supposed to get up there and just perform, and it was going to go that way. I didn't realize how nervous I'd be. My voice was cracking the entire show. Yeah, like literally, like at points where my voice like wasn't even coming through the microphone.
Damn.
I forgot some of my words. It was crazy. I'm so glad that there was only like 11 people in the crowd. So and like 7 of them was like the homies. So, but I looked super crazy, and I wish I would have like took it more serious. I thought that it was just like karaoke. Like, you write a song, you get up there, you perform a song.
Yo said karaoke.
Yeah, and I didn't know what all went into it. You know what I mean? And so I definitely made a complete fool of myself, like underestimating how much goes into that.
Being an artist.
Mm-hmm.
Woo, that's funny.
Yeah.
Did who was the first show with?
It was with this group called, they have this thing in LA, it's called like the rap contest. And so they literally, it's like underground artists pay a certain amount of money. They get to go on stage, perform. They do like tournament style. They pick a winner.
Oh, okay.
That winner get like $500 and like.
So you definitely didn't win.
I did not win that. No, I sucked. I was awful. I think I got out the first round. I don't even know who won because I went home. I was like, I don't even want to be here no more. I think I left, and the homies didn't even know I left because like I told them I had to go to the bathroom. I just dipped. Like
embarrassing.
Yeah, I was like, I'm out of here, bro.
Humble
like,
beginnings.
This is crazy. So
That's funny. All right, let's get into this hip-hop trivia.
Okay.
Sponsored by Woodstack. We got Reason in the building, and we're going to test him because it's hip-hop 50th. Are you ready?
Kinda. Let's see where it goes.
All right. I have faith in you.
All right.
Who are the 03 Bonnie and Clyde?
That's Hov and Beyonce, correct? Okay, cool.
Yes.
All right, yeah. I like these questions. Yeah.
Okay. All right. How many times did 50 Cent get shot?
9.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite rappers of all time. So,
okay.
Yeah.
What R&B artist did Biggie Smalls marry?
Faith Evans, correct? Did he marry Faith? He married her, right?
Yes, he did.
All right, cool. They be doing the little
That's
like back
Kim
and
who
forth
didn't
thing.
get married.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Obviously,
Faith
okay, cool. Yeah. All right, that.
All right. Which artist released the hip-hop album Country Grammar?
Oh, that's Nelly. I love the fact that this Nelly and Future conversation is in the is in the like. It's you haven't seen it. It's
No.
like which artist was bigger at the prime of their career, Future or Nelly? I love that conversation.
Nelly's one of 3 rappers to go diamond.
Yeah. But
I don't know.
Future was around longer at the top of his game longer than Nelly. So I understand both sides of the argument.
Future's top 5 right now.
But Future's been around for a long time.
But that's what I'm saying. He's still top 5
that's what
right
I'm saying.
now.
Yeah,
I think
I get what you're saying. You're saying peak.
Diamond is crazy.
Yeah, but it's not fair to say that because we're in a different time. It was easier to go diamond back then. It was easier to go platinum back then.
It was easier?
It was easier.
It was not easier.
Well, just look at how many people go platinum now versus back then. Back then,
nah, I'm not doing that. There's mad niggas that's getting numbers that should not be getting.
Moving records is M Pimp producing us. Like Diamond is such like
no, you're right. Diamond is monumental. However, the reason why it's easier nowadays is because if you drop the album and I go listen to it, the moment I buy it, you get a sale. Yeah. If I buy it and then I hate it and I throw it out, you still have the sale. Yeah. Now it's like it's streamed. So if you turn my album on and you don't like it, I don't get the sale because you just listen to it one time and then you move on.
You gotta listen 2,500 times.
And you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta listen 20, and you gotta listen 1,800 times to get one sale. Like to me, it's like, imagine if back then you bought the album, but that didn't count as a sale until you played the album 1,800 times.
The difference though, we have bots.
True,
yep,
but not every artist is privy to being able to use bots. Not every artist is privy to.
You're right, but some of our biggest artists, that shit is hype.
1,000%.
So that's why I'm like,
they ain't go diamond. That's
all right.
You have a few, even back then. Artists who go diamond.
Well, no, the diamond thing completely 100%. I'm just saying that back then, Shaq went platinum.
Shaq went platinum?
Yeah, Shaq went platinum.
You telling me
but
that it ain't easier to go platinum now?
Shaq went platinum because his name is fucking Shaq.
Man, if Shaq dropped the album right now, Shaq wouldn't go gold.
And if Drake started a basketball team, everybody would go watch that nigga play ball because the name is Drake. It's the same shit.
It's not the same thing, man. You cannot. There are no basketball players that can come over here and sell records. There's not. It's harder to sell records because they're gonna listen to your album.
Lie. If Ja Morant drops some shit, I might tap in.
Ja Morant.
Flaw J right now.
Yeah, but she not. She's
working. She's working.
Yeah. Because I don't want to say nothing and get canceled by that whole situation. But it's harder to sell. Like it's being able to sell. Like once you got somebody to go to a store and buy the record, like you already have a sale. So it's like it's already in the books. Whereas now, if I put you into an artist like, yo, come listen to Reason. If you don't like Reason, I don't get the sale. Whereas back then, if I was like, yo, you gotta go get that new Reason album. If you go buy it, even if you like this shit trash, I got the sale already. So that was why it was easier to move units back then. Now, that doesn't mean it's easy to go diamond. Diamond is still unprecedented. It's still unprecedented. But it was just easier to move units. Like, that's just what it is.
I'll take it off camera.
All right. Nasir Jones is better known by what rap name?
Nasir Jones. Nas? Oh, I thought it was a trick question. Yeah. No, I'm saying like he's better known as Nas, right? Okay.
Who is not a member of the Wu-Tang Clan? Method Man, RZA, Redman, Ghostface Killer. I'm
literally shooting in the dark right now.
Let me get him shoot. Let me get him. We got Q Soldier Boy.
I'm gonna say.
If he gets it wrong, then yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Redman.
Oh, damn, he got it right.
I got it right? Oh, that's cool. Okay, cool. I was trying to use process of elimination. Yeah.
That was supposed to be the trick question. You wasn't supposed to get that one. But you got them all right.
Hey, check me out. I appreciate that.
Now you have your trick question.
Okay.
Is that the easy version of this though?
It gotta be. If I passed it, it gotta be.
Most of them are easy because everybody that I be asking don't be knowing shit, man.
Got you.
But they be young.
I believe it. I was scared though. I was like, you start throwing me out a bunch of pot questions, I just got here. I'm not all the way there.
Damn, I should ask more pot questions since nobody knows shit about pot.
You should know.
He did?
Oh yeah.
Damn.
See, I wouldn't have even known. These is fire. I rock with these. Yeah, these is hard. And I used to, so growing up, I went through a crazy van stage. At one point, I owned like 36 different pairs of Vans.
That's nice.
In Cali, we used to wear the cargo shorts with the Vans. That was like a thing. You know what I mean? Like it was like cargo shorts with Vans, cargo belt that hangs all the way. With the exactly. Yep, the cargo belt that hangs.
Is that why you got Vans?
Oh yeah, I got again when I told you like
'Cause
you
he-
can't see it like
Yeah.
I go
Go based off of like
yeah. So I'm like LA, and I think the first time I seen you was on a big redemption tour.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
September. You were.
Yep, I had Vans on. Yeah, I had Vans on. Damn, I'm impressed by that. Yeah, I for sure had on Oh, these is fire though.
Those are nice.
Yeah. Oh, this is 1,000% what I'm shooting. These is hard. These is super crazy. Yeah. Nah. Yeah.
And it matches shirt right now. Actually.
Yeah. Nah, these are crazy. Like, yeah, I'm definitely. And I love you, Vans, but yeah, I'm going.
All right.
With the J's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're just glad you know your hip hop trivia.
Yeah.
But
I appreciate you. What's the deal? It's your boy Reason, Top Dog Entertainment in the building, and I'm rocking with Woodstack.
all right, you did actually really good with that hip hop trivia.
Fire. I impressed myself. I'm not gonna lie to you. I also feel like you took it easy. I feel like you took it easy on me, and you could have really like turned up. You know what I mean?
Those
But
are the questions
I
I've been
appreciate
asking
it.
everybody.
And people fail that.
They fumble.
Oh, then I'm not that bad. Then I be like, yeah, I be comparing myself to, like, I get into conversations with dudes that's really in this shit, like Knife Wonder and that, and I be looking crazy.
Ninth is different.
Yeah, I be looking super crazy.
Ninth is a mad genius.
Bro, he
Yeah.
chewed me alive for saying that Fabulous is better than Andre 3000. He completely
You
obliterated
said
me.
that?
Yeah, I did. I did. I for
You
sure-
said that?
I
You're
I
just
still stand on it.
nigga.
I still stand
You
on
still
it.
stand on it?
Still stand on
Niggas
it,
take
man.
a seat. That's crazy.
But this is where we have to like measure things, like where your point of reference, like Andre 3000 is a little bit older. With us, Fab is, you know.
But it's not
mixtape
it's-
We were just
era
talking
and
about
everything.
going diamond.
Yeah, but Fab with Fab.
Yeah.
First rap group to go diamond, Outkast.
For me, it wasn't even about that, though. It's more just
Damn,
about...
that nigga out there looking at you. All these niggas you
All
talking
these
shit
niggas
about, they
looking
right
at-
here looking at you.
All these niggas looking at me crazy. For me, it was just more like he up there looking like,
Yeah,
look
he
at his
like
face.
this.
Look, hey, and it say, baby, did you hear that? You're like, you hear this dumbass nigga?
Yo, that is crazy.
It is stupid ass nigga, but nah. For me, it was just more about like I feel like you have to take in quantity when you matching it, and Andre don't have a complete solo joint, like, and so for me, it's like, how do I know the type of albums you can put out if it's just you, if you've never done it? And Fab was really outside for real, and Fab is like nice. It's not like I'm picking a nigga that's like not really nice. Like Fab is really all the way nice, and I get it. Andre is very, very skilled, as a rapper. But if I had to write one crazy verse every few years, like, I could do that. I think it's harder to be consistently outside.
Man, what you just said makes me want to pull my hair out. not even exaggerating. And I'll say that I think I want to continue this off camera so I can be a little more detailed. But like for the era that they came up, like the South got something to say. So Fab can do everything that he can do because of the niggas that came before him, right?
That's
One,
fair. Yeah,
and then
that's fair.
two, like Dre's feature run is stupid.
Yeah.
In each decade.
It's insane. Yeah.
From his time, what he's done with Outkast, how he's grown sonically, you gotta watch some documentaries.
Yeah.
You need to watch
Well,
more.
that's the thing. I'm a big Andre fan, so I've heard all of Andre's stuff. But like I said, it's one verse. It's one verse.
I just don't even understand how they're in the same conversation.
Imagine if you ripped away. Well, it got there because of Van Lathan. Shout out to Van. He know how to poke stupid topics to get us in that situation. But it's like, imagine if you ripped away. How many albums Hov got? Like 12, 11, something like that.
Hov has 15 albums.
Okay, so 15 albums. Imagine if you ripped away like 14 of them, and then you just had his features in that one album. And then I'm telling you that Hov is better than
Depends
Fab.
on the album.
Pick one. Whichever best one that you want to pick.
Nigga, you could
Black
keep
Album,
444 or
like-
keep Blueprint, what is it, 3?
So if Hov only had 444 in his feature verses, we'd be talking about Hov is better than Fabulous. That's
Yes,
crazy.
nigga, I'm saying, first of all,
You niggas
I'm
is
saying
disrespectful.
Hov is better than
I
Fab,
said
and you comparing that.
if he didn't have no other albums besides 444 and then features, that's all he had. You didn't have no Black Album. You didn't have no Blueprint 1, 2, or 3. You didn't have no Reasonable Doubt. All you had was 444
And his features?
and his features.
Yes. What? I don't even understand.
Crazy.
Like, what? Am I bugging?
Speaking of, if anybody goes to Brooklyn, the Brooklyn Public Library.
Yes, it got Hov.
They got the whole lyrics like all.
As they should, and they
In
got a lot of lyrics
in
to pick
Brooklyn,
out
they
of.
have that. You know who else is from Brooklyn? Fab. You know who else, whose lyrics is not on the library?
Yes,
Fab.
because Fab is not Hov. Hov is like Hov and Wayne are my favorite rappers. So Fab is not Hov. I'm just speaking on if you don't have the work. If you don't have the work, bro, yeah, like it's like
that's why like it's the J Electronica theory.
Exactly,
so,
like
Andre, J Electronica, DOC, like
same thing. It's like those dudes are very great at what they do. From a technical standpoint, those dudes are very, very great. But I do have to give credit to the dudes that was always outside. I have to put some weight on that. Niggas was outside, constantly driving. I have to put weight on that.
To that, like measurement, like if that being the scale, you being always outside. That like
it's not just that though. It's a combination of everything. Fab had hit records. He had started the wave.
I fuck with Fab. I like Fab.
It's a lot of things. It's not just that he was outside. Like that's not. But it's like that to me. That gives him the edge because he did all these things at a high level, but then he was also doing them consistently for years. Consistently at a high level for years. Consistently hit records on every album for years. Consistently dope features for years.
I think another thing, and I don't want to end this on a debate, but another thing is like evolution wise, like Fab evolution isn't like the prettiest. You know what I'm saying? Like Jay got Rock Nation.
Yeah.
Hell, he got Blue Ivy on the world tour right
Jay
now.
Is
like
aging like wine. Yeah,
but
Jay is the greatest rapper of all time.
But even for Andre, like. We saw his evolution sonically to like rapping in big t-shirts to becoming way more artistic to now he's dabbling into rock into like not that he's his like he's not knee deep in the culture anymore, but his impact as far as like being beyond hip hop.
For sure. And he had an incredible verse on Killer Mike's album. Incredible verse.
A stupid verse.
Stupid verse on Killer Mike's album.
Killer Mike almost felt like Andre 3000.
Yeah.
Where it's like you have these guys who have great features, and he's on Run the Jewel, but that's a group thing. But don't have the single album. So you make a lot of sense. Like,
that's all I'm saying.
That's
all I'm saying, man.
I mean, you just sent me this, and I feel like it's in the vein of this conversation. But Lil Wayne stopped writing his lyrics and started freestyling his music when he heard Jay-Z would rap off top.
Yeah. But those are the two goats.
I have a theory that Hov I'm a big Hov fan, but Hov kind of ruined hip hop when everybody found out he does everything in one take. So some of you niggas got it right.
Nah, for sure.
Not everybody can just go in off the top. Whatever. It's like no, this is an art form.
Yeah.
He mastered that. But art, literally hip hop, it's pen and paper.
So
go in, and that's kind of where you get. This where we are now, where everybody's like, okay, I'm gonna go in.
I don't understand. For me, I don't understand why it's a compliment to say like I don't write my lyrics. Like I think like when you listen to a song, you don't know if a person wrote it or not. So to me, it's like I've never been like sometimes I write and sometimes I don't. It just depends on the record. But I think that's a dope story for Hov is that he doesn't write his lyrics. But I don't give bonus points for that. Not taking anything away from Hov. Like I said, Hov is my favorite rapper, but I don't give bonus points for that because to me it's all about what comes out on the other end. Because another nigga can tell you he don't write, like you said, and you like nigga, you need to write.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like you need to write.
A lot of y'all need to write. Yeah, actually.
Yeah, so it just depends.
Nonetheless, Reason, thank you so much for stopping by and chopping it up with me.
I appreciate you for having me.
Shout out to your grandma. Let everybody know where they can follow you.
You can follow me on at Reason TDE on everything: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. I just got on Threads, so I'm being ignorant before the cancel culture get there, but I'm there. So yeah, Reason TDE.
I'm being ignorant. All right, on that note, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. We need to talk. Until the next time. Peace. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that lovely conversation. You already know We Need to Talk for all your exclusive interviews with your favorite artists, celebrities, influencers, etc. Now, if you guys haven't already, make sure you drop a comment. Show me some love. Let me know what you like, what you didn't like. I'm open to criticism. And also, please, whatever you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the latest content that drops when it drops.